Are you all done with Seth Morgan now?
We think that we have undertaken a diligent effort to provide the representative with the information that he's requested. It's taken a lot of time. It's cost a lot of money, but we have tried as best we can to comply with his request.
How much did it cost?
Well, I don't know that we have calculated all the staff time that was involved, but it's been a considerable amount of time, obviously. I guess we could go back and try to reconstruct that, but I don't know that that's would be helpful at this point.
Is this the biggest public records release that you've had to do as governor?
You know, perhaps not. We received some requests, as you may recall, from a former Kent State student early on in my tenure as governor, and that was a massive request and took a lot of time as well, so I wouldn't know how to compare the two.
You're doing a lot of different stops around the state this week to promote your education plan. Is that in anticipation of seeing the Senate change a lot of it in the budget when they release their sub-bill?
Not necessarily, but it is an attempt on my part to inform Ohioans about what's at stake and to elicit as much grassroots support for our efforts to transform education in Ohio as I can possibly engender throughout the population of our state. I think this is, as I've said, important to Ohio's future, and it's a good plan, and it has broad-based support already, and I'm just trying to have as many people as possible know what's at stake, and hopeful that they will express their support for it.
If the Senate strips out some part of it that you see as a key component, I mean, can you see some other option, like even you had discussed before taking it to the ballot yourself? I mean, could you see something like that?
Well, I still remain hopeful that that we will get a response that is appropriate for Ohio's future, and so I don't want to assume that it's, you know, that the news is going to be bad news from the Senate.
Has there been any more discussion about bill to use the rainy day funds to plug the current budget gap? Or,
you know, I don't know that we've taken any specific action there, but of course we have had discussions with the leadership about that possibility in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a position where you were an elder caregiver, any advice for other people out there who are in that same position? I mean, dealing with elderly parents, or how did you prepare for something like that?
Well, you know, I think this recession, although very difficult and painful, may have the effect of causing Ohioans to be more sensitive to the needs around us, and may help us more deeply and fully understand what's truly important in life. And of course, caring for the aged and the infirmed, the elderly, the sick, is an obligation that we have as a state. But I think it's also an obligation that we have as individuals. And so, you know, today I did go to recognize those who have provided this kind of selfless service. And as I said, you know, if you calculate all of the caregiving that is done on a voluntary basis in our state, it dwarfs the care that is provided through public financing. I don't know where we would be as a society without volunteers, quite frankly. Our communities would be very different places. So volunteers do a lot, and they deserve to be recognized and thanked.
As the Senate prepares to unveil its sub-bill,
Well, whatever we come out with will reflect our values and our judgments, and will be a reflection of our priorities. And as I've said before, there are many important things that need to be done, but not every activity is as important as every other activity. And not every responsibility of government is as important as every other responsibility of government. So I think what we will eventually come down to is sitting together, trying to, in good faith, decide what is most essential and most important, and make sure that those areas are protected. And that very well could mean that there will be fewer resources for other things. But that's something that we will have to decide, I think, together.
Have you seen any new latest numbers, anything that gives you a better picture of how things are going to be looking?
No, the latest numbers we have was the expectation that the shortfall in this fiscal year is about $912 million. And as I have said, I think there are some embryonic signs of a turnaround in the broader economy, but I don't expect that to have any immediate effect here in Ohio for some time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Governor.